Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Two Geeks, Two Furious. I'm Zach Berman, and I have a guest today because Caleb was doing some sort of orchestra thing, and his name is Brett. Brett, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, Berman, I actually work at Pizza Hut, and it's the worst thing ever.
Oh, you work at Pizza Hut?
That's crazy. No way.
That's where I've seen you.
No freaking way. But also, I play the drums. Unfortunately, I'm still in high school, so that sucks. Senior year. Great. Let's do this.
Yeah, you're about as old as Caleb is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sucks that he's not here, though.
No.
Because you guys probably would have gotten along a little bit because you guys are
I still
same age.
I need to meet him.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. I mean, you've listened to the show before, so you know he's a lot like me. Anyway, what kinds of things are you into?
I'm into music. My whole life has basically revolved around music since I was about 4 years old. And I play the drums constantly. It's a normal thing for me. Like about 30 minutes a day to almost an hour.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I used to play saxophone.
Yeah.
Caleb does right now. That's what he's doing right as we speak.
You took that over from you.
Yeah. And then my other brother, Ethan, he's younger. He's 13. He also plays saxophone.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I can imagine that.
I started a craze.
I unfortunately don't have any brothers or sisters. Being an only child is kind of interesting. You kind of regret asking for them when you're little. You're like, oh, I would like Mom, Dad, I would like I'd like a brother, I'd like a sister. Well, son, that's really expensive, but I don't have anybody to play with. Yeah, because you didn't have friends as a kid.
Yeah, so, I know you're a fan of the Muppets.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Probably my favorite Muppet has to be Beaker.
Beaker?
Yeah. I don't see the big deal in Gonzo, though. He's kind of just there. You told me you like Gonzo.
Yeah, I liked him as a kid, definitely. Mm-hmm. With his nose and always getting shot out of the cannon and stuff.
Do you have a not favorite or a dislike towards one of the Muppets? Miss Piggy.
Yeah, she's annoying.
She is very
Also, what's his face? The human-looking one with the glasses, Scooter.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't do much.
No. Yeah, he's just kind of sitting there with Beaker, and Beaker's over there, messing stuff up. And then you have... God, I forgot his name already.
Who? Fozzie Bear.
Not Fozzie.
The Professor Honeydew.
The weird professor.
Yeah, Honeydew with a round head.
He's so stupid. Have you seen that new trailer?
Yeah, where there's like there's another frog, looks like Kermit the Frog, but does he have like a mustache? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's causing trouble and they think it's Kermit.
Yeah. Muppets
Most Wanted.
I can't wait for that movie. I remember that the other movie, the one with the dude from How I Met Your Mother.
Jason Segel.
Yeah, he that movie actually came out on my birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I remember how excited I was because I took my best friends and I actually went to it opening night because we had just wanted to see it so much. I have these limited edition Muppet stamps. Actually, my father's, but we look at them constantly and we're just like, these are so beautiful.
Yeah, God, that movie was so good. Mm-hmm. I saw it 2 or 3 times in the theater.
Yeah, in the theater?
Yeah.
Wow,
it was so good. I have it on Blu-ray over there.
That's about how much I saw The Hobbit.
Yeah, I saw that one 3 times, too. Mm. That was good. But, I'm disappointed to know that Jason Segel's not doing the new Muppet movie.
I'd love to see him and his little Muppet friend. It's kind of disappointing.
But I see why he wouldn't want to do it. He already did it.
Yeah.
And it's not something that's easy to do twice. But I think they still got the guys from Flight of the Conchords to do music in the new one, too.
That's really cool.
Because music in none of them are exceptional necessarily, but they sounded like classic Muppet songs.
Right.
And they did all the breaking the fourth wall and having all the random celebrity guests.
Look at everybody. Jack Black. No, we're going to kidnap Jack Black because we can't afford anything.
Oh, that was great. Oh, freaking love that movie.
I think the best part is when let's travel by map. And Jason Segel and his wife are just looking at the map and they just travel like nothing. Like, how'd you get here? oh, we traveled by map.
Yeah, and then, like, they drove through, like, they come out of the water.
Yeah.
And he rolls the windows down and takes a breath like he was holding his breath for
That's the best.
the entire time.
Or, God, what was that part when they go to Kermit's house and they're kind of just looking around and they find that picture of Miss Piggy and Kermit just pops out. He's like, yeah, so, this is where I've been for a while. And they're like, oh, there's Kermit. Or when Dave Grohl is put into it.
Oh, yeah.
With the fake Muppets.
He's the fake animal.
Yeah. Animal! And Dave Grohl's the best.
Yeah, he's freaking great.
Did you ever find that video I showed you? Oh, I told you about the TMZ one?
Oh, no, I forgot about that.
You gotta look for that.
I like the ones where he freaks out on stage at people, like the one where that kid in the front is getting pushed around.
Yeah.
And he stops the show and he's like, you don't fucking fight in my show.
There's an Eddie Vedder video. Well, Eddie Vedder does that a lot, too. He's like, what are you guys doing? Are you slam dancing at a Pearl Jam concert? And he just calls people out like nothing. I like their album, too. Have you heard their newest album?
No.
It's called Sirens, I think?
No, I didn't know they had a new one out.
Yeah. I'll have to show that to you later.
Yeah, definitely. That sounds pretty good. Anyway, speaking of nostalgic stuff, did you see the Full House commercial?
I have not. I heard a small amount about it, but tell me about it.
It's terrible. It was supposed to be like a Full House reunion commercial. It's got Bob Saget, John Stamos, and what's the other guy's name? Like, I think it's David Coulier.
I don't know. He's in... God. I can't remember.
The goofy one.
Yeah.
Anyway, they also did... I don't remember. I think it might have been on... It was on one of the talk shows. They did a reunion type thing.
Wow.
And apparently that was pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of the show.
Yeah.
But it was a commercial for Greek yogurt. And it's John Stamos with some chick, not even his wife from the show. Just some random chick. And he's eating the yogurt, and he gets it, like, on his lip, and she, like, points it out.
Right.
So he wipes it off, and then he gets it again, but it's on purpose. And so she, like, kisses him to get it off.
What?
And then he drops some on his crotch.
What does this have to do with Full House?
And then, I don't know, but he drops on his crotch, and she, like, looks down, and she, like, smiles at him, like, yeah, I'll go down there. They make a blowjob joke.
Wow.
On a freaking Super Bowl commercial for yogurt. And then it gets weird because the weird dude, the weird uncle, and then Bob Saget walk in.
Yeah.
And they've got, like, cleaning stuff and, like, an apron and shit. And he's like, hey, you're making a mess, better clean that up. And then it ends with them all cleaning.
Like
that's a Full House reunion commercial.
Like they do all the time in Full House.
Yeah, that's it.
What is the point of that? They spent probably like $3 million just to make a retarded commercial.
Make a blowjob joke and then like, oh wait, we got John Stamos in it. Let's get those other guys. Might as well.
Oh wait, let's make a reference to the show that happens 24/7.
Oh god, it's so stupid.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and a lot of people were pissed off at that.
Mm.
And then they really went for that whole. Everything was nostalgia in that because they also did that's when they debuted the Transformers.
Oh yeah.
Trailer.
They actually had 2 different trailers. There's one with a guy explaining where the dinos were coming from, and then another.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it was actually just screenshots of how the Transformers looked, like Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, and they were just showing them, like, new look for 2014. You know, new Camaro, new, what's it called? You know what I'm thinking about.
For who?
For Optimus.
The Peterbilt.
Yeah. And they had that explanation, and they explained where the dinos came from, and then that was it, and then they cut it off. And then obviously the other one where Mark Wahlberg somehow shows up.
Yeah, there's like no dialogue or anything. It doesn't explain anything. It's just like...
It's like Mark Wahlberg yelling in the distance. He's like, no! Go! And you're like, okay, dude, what are you doing?
It's just like explosion, robot parachuting for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
They never had to do that before.
Yeah, he's like parachuting inside, like, New York. Did you see that? He's like parachute shootout. It's really weird.
Yeah, I don't know what. I mean, they've all fallen from the skies, and the other one, they didn't do anything. They just, like, hit the ground and, like, roll, and they're fine.
Yeah,
I mean, they're robots.
They do parkour.
Yeah. And then the weird part to me was Grimlock, the T-Rex, shows up, and Optimus Prime is riding him.
Yeah. Like,
so
why does that happen?
there's two ways it can go. One, he's not going to be like an intelligent Transformer, like he was. I mean, he wasn't. He was the dumb one, but he could talk. So either he's not going to do that, and he's just going to be like an animal, or he is going to talk. And it's going to be weird if like this is a thinking, feeling creature, and Optimus Prime's like, I'm just going to hop on, put a saddle on you.
Yeah, I'm just going to ride you like a horse.
Yeah, it's so weird. But either way, that's bad because people will be pissed that he doesn't have any sort of real character or personality. He also looks weird. Like, they have that weird, like, everything's, like, weird designs.
They're trying to do too much with transforming them, really. Like, I feel like, especially when I look at the toys now, like, one, they're getting a lot easier to build. Have you seen, like, the new Hasbro toy? Like, it's literally a two-step button, and it transforms Bumblebee from a car to a Transformer, and that is it.
Oh, yeah.
That's retarded.
Terrible.
Yeah, but, like, I look at the movie, and I'm like, man, Optimus Prime looks a little too ridiculous.
Yeah, they changed his look, too.
There's too much going on. And I feel like people wouldn't get it that much. It's like with the Scooby-Doo movies.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. But it's like, it's a giant robot dinosaur. It's going to be ridiculous no matter how hard you try.
Yeah.
But, and I don't know if he's going to actually turn into a robot or if he's just a robot dinosaur. That's why I hate those trailers. That's how every single one of them is for every movie that comes out in the Transformers series.
Yeah.
They tell you nothing. It's just things blowing up, robots, no plot. I don't know who Marky Mark is and what he's supposed to be doing. He showed up for like 2 seconds in the trailer and he was just like, he was looking over at something like, oh.
Yeah, is he the new Shia LaBeouf? That's crazy.
Yeah, at least Shia LaBeouf's not in it. He went crazy.
I hate that guy.
What was that?
So much.
He was in that one music video where he was naked, and then he made some sort of movie or something that he ripped off of somebody else.
He totally just... Now he's gone. I don't even know what he's doing.
Well, he's trying so hard to be artsy.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want to be the goofy guy anymore. I want to make art, and he hasn't done it yet.
I think I've only liked 2 actual movies by him. It was his small part in Constantine with Keanu Reeves.
I never saw that.
It was a great
movie. I wanted to.
That was so good. And then the other movie...
He had a small part in iRobot.
Yeah, that too.
He's good in small parts.
The second Wolf of Wall Street with him was really good too.
What was it? Wall Street...
Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps.
Money Never Sleeps, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a weird sequel, because the first Wall Street came out, like, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And they're just like, let's make another one. Might as well. But, yeah, he was also... I mean, he's good when he's a kid. But he needs to stop trying to make art and just...
act.
Do what he does.
Keep acting really...
Yeah, he's kind of...
He'll get somewhere.
And then he had, like, that beard for a while and the long hair, and he looked real trashy like a hobo.
Was I the one that told you about, what's his name's beard?
I know what you're talking about. I don't remember what it was. God, who was it?
He has his own subreddit. Like, it's called One True God.
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, his beard. Nicolas Cage is the only person who can make a beard look really fake.
Like a natural beard.
Yeah. It just looks like they just plastered it on for a movie.
I need to look that up.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Because I still haven't seen it. But I could imagine him not being able to pull off a beard.
Yeah. It's all gray and stuff, and I'm like, okay, it's cool. Looks like little pube hairs coming out. Like my beard.
Oh yeah, you got that puby looking beard.
It sucks. Even when I shave it, it doesn't grow out properly. Too bad you guys can't see it, because I'd love to show you my beard.
Mine's too... I can't get rid of it. I lost the little tremor part of my electric razor, so it's basically useless.
That sucks.
And so I'm stuck with this. Oh. And then, so did you listen to last week's episode?
Yes and no. I probably listened to about half of it. It's bad to say, but what were you going to bring up?
Did you hear the sexy news?
Kara was actually talking to me about that one.
She was?
Yes, and I was kind of listening about it, and go back on it.
Alright, so basically a new segment where we talk about, because people can't see me on the show.
Right.
They can only hear me, and I feel like that doesn't show how sexy the show really is. So I came up with the idea of sexy news. So then I can add a little bit of spice to it, make it nice and sexy like it should be. So I was on Huffington Post, which is the best place to get anything, because they'll post any sort of story. And so I found this one, and the headline is, "Penis-waving pot-bellied peeper freaks out cheerleaders in locker room." And it was in San Francisco, and there were some high school cheerleaders changing in the locker room, and then some naked dude, as they described, with a pot belly, ran in, made direct eye contact, waved his dick around for a few seconds, and then left.
Wow. Could you imagine if he actually jacked it? That would have been a story.
Oh my god, my middle school, there was a janitor at Chisholm Trail. We all call him, like my whole family, we call him the Midnight Spanker. He was doing the autoerotic asphyxiation in the boys' locker room.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. At Chisholm?
Yeah. Suffocated himself with the bag on his head. While spanking the monkey.
Wow.
But yeah, so a guy I don't know why, like, did somebody dare him to do it? Or did he just, like, wake up in the morning and be like, "This will be funny, they'll never find me"?
Yeah, it's like, I really just want to go show a girl my penis, because she's never seen it.
Well, it's not even that, it's just like, he just walks in, waves it around, and leaves.
Yeah. It's...
Like, I don't know the motivation between this. Like, last week we talked about the guy who walked in naked to a bar with a bag of sex toys and was trying to pick a fight. Like, why do people do this?
Yeah.
Like, why is this a thing that's happening
What
now?
is their mindset that makes them want to? A good example is when I was actually still in sports. Everybody shares the same locker room. Obviously, everybody shares the same shower for football, track. And we had this one dude named Marvin, and I wouldn't say he's crazy, but he's just a little weird. And he had this thing to just want to pee on people, like, no reason.
Really?
Yeah, he would just do it in the shower. He just, like, jokingly, too. And he thought it was the funniest thing ever.
I've heard that from so many people. There's always the one kid who thinks,
I just don't get it.
like, it's funny to piss on people.
It's not. Like, he'd be like, "Hey, man, come here." And then you'd be, like, half naked in the shower, and he'd piss on your foot. And you would think to yourself, you're like, why do I talk to this guy?
Yeah, that's literally straight out of Jackass. In Jackass 3, did you see that one?
Yeah.
3D one? Where they have, like, a GoPro camera on Bam's dick, and he goes around pissing on people.
Yeah.
Like, it's straight up Jackass, and it's not a way you should be living your life. But, just walking into a room, making eye contact, waving your dick around, and then leaving. You're not even saying anything. There's no way that can be interpreted as anything.
And he probably knew he wasn't that attractive.
It's one of those things where it's just like, he must have just done it because he knew he wouldn't get caught.
Yeah. Were you saying this was in a high school?
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like...
And nobody recognized him.
What?
So some guy who just, like, walked into a high school, waved his dick around,
I was thinking...
and then left.
I was thinking maybe he was a student, because, like, you can get, like, serious, like, sexual charges for that.
I have no idea. But that was the sexy news for the week. And, but yeah, so he just stole a cough drop from me.
Yeah, I feel bad.
Yeah, that's why I got quiet for a minute.
I'm just like, I'm so sorry.
And then, Nintendo. Because we can't... My brother doesn't play video games, so we can't talk about it.
I play video games like nothing. I think they're amazing.
Yeah, I haven't... Oh, I got this game. I was going to talk about that first. Called, Octodad, Dadliest Catch.
I think I saw that on Reddit.
It's an indie game on on PC.
Yeah, I saw that on our gaming, and some dude was making a joke about it.
Oh
and I was
my
like,
God.
what is that?
It's so fun.
Really?
Like, you start off, it's a wedding. It's not this, like, cartoony, simple-looking art design.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's a wedding, and they're like, the bride's like, where is he? Like, she can't find the groom, and this guy walks in, and he opens the door, and it's an octopus in a tux. It's an octopus in a tux.
What?
But he doesn't have, like, well, he doesn't have the jacket on or the tie. And the guy's like, and you think, like, oh my God, he didn't know this guy was an octopus. And then he's like, you need to get ready, man.
That's ridiculous.
And you play with just the mouse, and you switch between the arm and the legs. And to walk, you have to, like, you click and drag to move his leg. So you're just, like, beating into stuff, and then you're, like, clumsily, like, move the tentacle around to grab things.
It's like Quap.
It's Quap.
Yeah, octopus style.
Yeah, I played about maybe an hour of it, and it's basically, I guess nobody realizes he's an octopus, and you have to have the subtitles on.
Wow.
Because it'll have the regular speech, but whenever he starts talking, it's just blah, 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 and then it translates it to, like, it says he, like, bloops
That's
hastily. Or he bloops in denial.
Oh my gosh.
And there's certain parts where you start to see people's eye line, like, shooting towards you. That means they're getting onto you.
Yeah.
And you can't knock too many things over, or else they'll realize that you're an octopus. And
Did you pay for this?
Yeah,
How much?
it was on sale for like $10.
$10? You paid $10 for a game like that?
Oh, it's so fun.
Okay.
And you can play co-op.
Oh,
where each person controls one limb.
Oh man, I have to try this game.
And it's cool because it's the funniest game I've played in a long time, and all the humor just comes from the way it works. And they deliberately put things in your way to knock over. And, oh my God, it's absolutely insane. And one of the coolest things is you're going through the chapel, and you hit a point where there's, like, a big stained glass window, like God, but it's Cthulhu.
Oh God, I love it.
And then the opening credits are cool, too, because it's the Octodad, and they have a theme song for him.
Yeah.
And he's falling through the sky, and then the credits are coming up. And you can maneuver him to beat the shit out of the credits. So, like, you can, like, fling him around, and he'll hit the credits, and the credits start, like, flying all over the place. Oh my God, it's so good. And it's
really like an interactive game, like very interactive.
Yeah, it's just you going about his daily life.
Yeah.
Like, you have to, after you do the tutorial mission of getting married, then it's like, make your way to the kitchen, which is harder than it sounds.
Really?
And then you have to make coffee. And then
I could just see you just fumbling around and, like, spilling it everywhere.
it's terrible. And then you have to,
That reminds me of Surgeon Simulator.
it's basically that. It's that sort of game.
As an octopus.
Yeah. And, then you go, it's like, mow the grass, chop wood,
I have to buy this game now.
make burgers. It's so good, and the art design's everything's bright and cartoony, and it makes it all funnier. It's great because he's like the octopus, so he's got the big head and, like, big bulging eyes, and, like, tentacles that look like a mustache on his face. And then if you look closely at his feet, it's 2 tentacles stuffed into his pants. Well, it's really 4. There's 2 in each leg.
Oh wow.
So it makes sort of like a foot shape. It's so good. And it's just, it's not a hard game, but the controls are just so bizarre.
Yeah.
That, like, and it's almost impossible to go through the game without, like, knocking everything over. It's fantastic. But
Typical day at the house.
yeah, Nintendo.
Yeah.
As you can see over there, I got a Wii U.
I used to have... Well, actually, I want a Wii U. I have a Wii now, but it has homebrew on it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I feel like that was the best thing about it, is getting homebrew. I mean, I still love playing just online with people, but other than that, I love having just the free old NES games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can run emulators on the homebrew it.
Oh, yeah.
I need to get one just to homebrew it.
So nice.
Make things easier, because I want to start that YouTube show soon. But yeah, the Wii U is pretty cool.
Oh.
But nothing comes out for it.
No.
I mean, Super Mario 3D World is fantastic.
You have it?
Yeah. It's so good. But basically, yeah, Nintendo's in the shitter right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're royally fucked because they released that thing.
They're almost as screwed as Motorola.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except they don't have a backup. Lenovo, well, what is it, Lenovo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Motorola's backup. Nintendo doesn't have a backup.
Yeah, well, they released that thing, and they didn't advertise the damn thing.
No.
And what the hell is up with the name Wii U? That's part of the problem. People don't realize it's a separate thing.
I mean, like, you have the 2DS, but people still buy that. But also they do advertise that constantly.
Mm-hmm.
I see it all the time. I wouldn't play it because I don't like it. I don't like the way... It fits comfortably in my hand, but I like to have a closed form DS.
Yeah, put it in your pocket.
Yeah.
Not... I understand why they did it. It's a good idea, because those hinges can break.
Put it on the table. Yeah, I used to have the original DS Lite, the original first white one, that had all the hinge problems on it. So, like, within the first year and a half of me opening it and closing it, it broke. I sent it back, and Nintendo's like, okay, well, you're one of, like, 1,000 this has happened to.
Yeah. It's like, I had the original DS, that ugly gray one.
Yeah.
It finally broke a couple of years ago. But it's just... And they have no third-party support for it.
No.
And the problem is, they don't have third-party support because people aren't buying the system.
Mm-hmm.
And people aren't buying the system because there's no third-party support.
Yeah.
So they're screwed. And Miyamoto came out yesterday, or 2 days ago, maybe. Yeah, 2 days ago. And he blamed the kids. He's like, kids aren't telling their parents, they're not persuading their parents to buy the Wii U.
Everybody and their mother wants a PS4 or an Xbox One.
Yeah, they won't own up to it. And now they're coming up with weird ideas for, they're going to go into the mobile market.
Yeah.
Like smartphones and stuff.
Yeah, they're thinking about putting, like, Mario on iOS or, like, Android.
Nope. That's what they thought. That's what people thought they were doing.
Really?
That's not what they're doing.
Wow.
They're saying they're not putting their old games on there. And then they came up with this device that was supposed to come out with the Wii. Mm-hmm. It was a heart monitor.
I think I saw that with the little thing that goes on your finger.
Yeah, it was supposed to be for games. I think for like horror games and stuff like that.
That'd be cool.
To take your heartbeat into account. But now they're just turning that. They're gonna branch out to that sort of health thing.
I really think they're running out of ideas. I mean, because they also have the pedometer. Well, I mean, they still have the pedometer on the 3DS, and it works very well. But not a lot of people... I mean, you kind of have to use it if you want to use Street Pass and stuff. But I wouldn't know how to put that into play with a Wii U.
Yeah, well, the problem... They keep focusing on gimmicks and making it family-friendly.
Yeah.
So the online sucks, because you have that friend code thing.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to play online. You've seen the controller for the Wii U, right?
Yeah, it's actually right here.
Yeah, right there. Like, just hold that for a second. It feels good.
It's huge. It feels nice.
Yeah, it feels nice, but...
I could play this on the toilet.
It's brilliant. You can play...
Yeah.
Like, you can get the maps and the menus down there. Playing the new Wind Waker remake is awesome. It's so good. But it's just a gimmick.
Right.
It could be good, but without having people buy the system, nobody's going to make games for it.
Could you imagine if the controller itself was the size of the Vita? That would make everything so much better. I think I would like that a lot. Because the Vita itself, like, especially the Vita Slim now, like, that is a very nice looking handheld.
Yeah, I had a Vita, but there's no games for that either.
No.
Same problems as this thing.
But at least you can run it with your PS4. That's the benefit.
Yeah, I don't have a PS4 yet. I need to get one.
Yeah.
But it's just... There's no reason really to buy it. And, like, you buy... People bought the Wii because it was ignorant parents.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at all the games that are out for that thing, 98% of them are complete and utter bullshit.
I remember going to Family Video, and I saw games that I'd never even heard of before. And I was like, who would rent these?
Yeah.
Who would actually rent this?
Yeah, exactly. But gamers will buy it, buy Nintendo systems for the first-party Nintendo games.
Oh, yeah.
The Mario, they have a new Pikmin out for the Wii U.
Which is exactly why I got my 3DS. After I found out that Super Smash Brothers was going to the 3DS.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, we are doing this. This has to happen.
I'm getting both versions.
Nah. It's coming for the Wii U, right?
Two separate versions.
Ooh.
There's not cross-platform, but that'll be the better one, I think.
The Wii U one.
Yeah, but it'll be cooler. It'll be cool to be able to play with like you and Adam and Kevin.
I think it's going to stock up pretty well for the Wii U. I hope that it actually changes their stock a little bit and they don't lose money badly.
The only reason they sold as many as they did is because they sold a shitload of them when they released the Wind Waker bundle, which I don't know if you've seen it. It's beautiful on the Wii U.
The Wind Waker?
Yeah, HD.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I haven't played it.
That's my favorite game of all time.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'm not like... I can't say that I am a big Zelda fan.
I'm not anymore. Skyward Sword was a load of horse shit.
Like, I play it, and I have interest in it, but I just don't... You know how you play a game, and then you kind of just get tired of it? Like you feel with The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. I don't keep playing it, and I just get bored with it. The only thing I love is Majora's Mask, and...
Never beat that one.
Never really... No. Or the original Legend of Zelda. I love that game. I actually have it on my 3DS.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have the Virtual Console for it.
I need to get that. I never beat that one either. I used to play it a lot, though, when I was real little. But, have you played the new one for 3DS? Link Between Worlds?
I've heard it's really good, though.
It's the best. Yeah. It's the best Zelda game to come out in a long time. Because it's got the, it's like old school Zelda.
Yeah.
If you like the original, you'll love it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't tell you where to go. You can go to the fortune teller and they give you hints. I beat the whole game without going there, looking anything up. You choose which... like, the biggest thing they changed was, one, there's no magic meter. It's a stamina meter. And it goes down every time you use an item.
Okay.
And then it'll refill itself.
That's interesting.
At first, it sounds kind of shitty. It's really awesome. Because you don't have to spend so much time, like, I'm out of magic. I need to use this item. I've got to go around now and try to find a little bottle of magic. And sometimes you can't find it. And they also play, like, on the bosses, you have to manage that. Because you don't want it to go down too much.
Oh, wow.
Because then you're vulnerable. So they actually put it into the gameplay to make it awesome. And then they do... what else? Oh, yeah. You can get any item you want at any time. You don't go into a dungeon and they're like, here's the item you need to beat the boss. A little dude moves into Link's house and he sets up a shop and you can rent or buy the items. All of them at any time. And so that also sounds shitty, but it's cool because they did that because you can play the dungeons in any order you want.
That's awesome.
It's so cool.
I really do want to get that now.
So, I mean, play through it once on your own.
Yeah.
And then afterwards you can find the best way to get through by looking online. You can be like, or if you just remember, you'd be like, if I go to this dungeon and this dungeon, then I can upgrade the Master Sword.
And then if I go to this dungeon and this dungeon, you can do something different. Yeah,
like get the upgraded armor. It's so goddamn good. I couldn't put it down. It was so good.
I really want to play that now.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You definitely...
Because I just finished Luigi's Mansion, and I have to say that was actually very worth my time.
I made it to the second mansion on that. It's my brother's game. I was borrowing it, and he asked for it back. But, I'd let you borrow Zelda, but I don't have the cartridge. I downloaded it.
Nah, you suck.
Because I really wanted it, and I was like, I don't want to have to go.
It was really funny because...
To the store.
Because after Nintendo told everybody that they had money problems, they actually gave out a free game. You saw that, right? It was Legend of Zelda... What is it called? It's...
Four Swords?
I think so.
Yeah.
It was free for like a whole day. They're like, here you go, you know.
I had it on my old 3DS.
It's alright. I played like 2 minutes of it. It's not the greatest.
Yeah, they need to step up the game with the Virtual Console on the Wii U. They keep saying they're going to have like GameCube games and Nintendo 64 games and Game Boy Advance games.
You know how much I'd cry if I could play Super Mario Sunshine on a Wii U?
I have it on GameCube still.
Well, I have my GameCube also. Yeah. But like, I'm saying, if I ever happen to lose it, or I ever happen to just want to put it away and not use it anymore because I want to keep it as like an antique, I would love to have it for the Wii U.
And you can play it portable.
Yeah.
You can play them on this.
Oh,
This is awesome.
I've actually seen people play the Wii U like on a train or on a plane, and they like plug it in somewhere, and they're using the controller as their TV.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
It's a great idea. They just need to do something about it.
They haven't marketed it. Now they're screwed. It's gotten to the point where there's probably no saving it unless they can find somebody, or they come up with, they need to release more of their own games, or let other people make their games. Like they did with Metroid, when they let, I don't remember the name of the company, make the next Metroid game, and you got Metroid Prime, which was huge. And now that company has taken over with Donkey Kong.
Oh, wow.
Because those new Donkey Kong games, they're pretty cool.
There's a new one coming out for the 3DS? Am I correct on that?
It already came out. It was a remake of the Wii 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just a portable version. But there's a new one coming out for the Wii U. It's Donkey Kong Country Returns Tropical Freeze. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I played the first one. It was awesome.
My favorite still has to be the Donkey Kong, the one for the GameCube with the actual bongos.
Oh, Donkey Konga?
Yeah, so much fun.
Yeah.
I still have that, and I play it every once in a while because it brings back great memories of just me slapping them.
Yeah, those were cool. But yeah, like I was saying, the Virtual Console, they haven't released enough stuff for it.
No.
And you can't just promise shit and then expect people to believe you. You have to, like, they're just not.
There's so many things on the Virtual Console I wish they would put, like, you ever played Lolo? That game is beautiful. It's a great strategy, great, like, puzzle game. You know
I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, it's this little blue guy who's just running around, and you basically, like, fix mazes and stuff. It's like Tomb Raider, but with a little blue guy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's cute. It's nice. And I was surprised that they had Castlevania. I was like, I love Castlevania.
They just added, I think, Super Castlevania 4 onto that. Never played it. I played the first 3 Castlevanias.
Yeah.
Never played the 4th one. I have Mega Man X on that. Still terrible at it. Like, god-awful. But Nintendo's freaking problem is they're still run by a bunch of old people who they haven't adapted to the modern gaming world and market. They need to get rid of those people. I mean, Miyamoto should always be there.
Yeah,
but
he is Nintendo.
Yeah, everyone else, they need to get younger people.
People who know how to market everything. I mean, have you seen, like, late Xbox One and PS4 commercials? Like, I could see why a child or a young adult would want to buy an Xbox One. Obviously, because it is a higher console for maybe more older people. But I think even as an adult, I would love to play the Wii U just to have that feeling of, hey, this controller has a screen on it.
Yeah.
And hey, I can do all this other cool stuff with it when I can't do it with a PS4 or an Xbox One.
Yeah, it's awesome. But they're finally advertising it. And the advertisements are actually pretty good.
Yeah, they're putting it out. I've actually seen one.
It's too late. Like, all the kids have gotten, their parents aren't going to buy them that when they just bought them an Xbox One or a PS4. And compare, like, Miyamoto is a great face for Nintendo. So is Reggie. But there's also, compare it to Xbox with what's-his-face, Major Nelson.
Yeah.
He's younger than Miyamoto and all that stuff. But, yeah, they are screwed.
It's
and it sucks. I mean, they'll probably get out of it. They always get out of it.
They always figure out a way.
Yeah, but yeah. And then speaking of video games, did you see that guy who was playing the virtual reality Skyrim with the Oculus Rift?
Oh man!
And like a treadmill thing that he was walking on and playing it with Wii remotes.
That dude had an exact replica of himself on Skyrim, and the whole thing was just an amazing video. It's just him running around in the new, I don't know what it's called. It looks like the same one that they had before it came out. Like, you know, there was the Oculus Rift and then the little orange one. You know what I'm saying? I actually saw a dude playing Team Fortress with it, and he had the gun replica.
Oh, yeah.
It was that one, and then this one came with, like, hooks and stuff. And then you, like, run to build up stamina. I thought that was crazy. I would love to purchase that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Even just an Oculus Rift in general.
Yeah, I mean, there's insane things you can do with that. God. And then he yelled the shouts
Yeah.
and stuff. Oh my god.
Yeah, it actually looked like he was fighting too. I mean, if you were both, say you were with this dude and you both had each system, you could fight each other. It could look like you were fighting each other, but obviously with remotes.
It reminds me of like Pacific Rim, where they like hook into the thing and then their movements are. Yeah, oh my god, it's so cool. I loved that.
Adam got me into that movie.
Really?
Yeah, I ended up finding it online, and I was like, I like this.
Yeah, I got the Blu-ray of that one too. It's so good. Anyway, it's time to get pissed off a little bit.
About what?
Did you see the Coca-Cola commercial?
No, I have not. I've heard a lot of backlash about it, though.
Yeah, I think it's America the Beautiful.
Really?
That's playing, and basically it's people with Cokes, and it starts with like white people, and they start the song, and then every line it switches to different people.
Wow!
And you might have like there's a part with the Hispanic people, Asian people, just all sorts of people, and every line is sung in a different language that corresponds with what is on the screen.
Yeah.
People are furious about this. They're like, why you should sing it in English? It's like, you're not proud enough to be an American? This is America.
What's the big deal? Like,
I don't know.
I don't get it.
And it's like, the worst part is, the people that I hate have turned me into one of the people that I hate. I hate people who get offended by things. Like, if you get offended, that's worthless. It means nothing.
I mean, you're just hurting yourself by getting offended by it.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit if you're offended.
Exactly.
But now people seem to. It's like somebody gets offended, and then they ruin it for everybody these days. Like, if somebody gets offended by something, they'll make sure, like, they'll complain loud enough that then they ruin it for everybody else. And now I realize I get offended by people who get offended. But isn't that insane? Like, how can somebody have the nerve to get pissed off about that?
I really don't get why people just like to pick at things like that. It's a commercial, for God's sakes. I understand you are watching the Super Bowl for, or maybe not just for the commercials, but if there's a commercial out there that people actually enjoy, but your sorry ass doesn't like it as much, yeah, why do you have to pick on it?
Yeah, and I don't see why anybody would not like it. That's a good commercial.
Yeah, that sounds good. It sounds like a really nice, well played out commercial.
Yeah, and it's people, I mean, they're all conservatives.
Yeah.
But it's like,
oh.
Speaking English. If you're coming here speaking... Do you know what the official language of the United States is? There isn't one.
No, there isn't. Aren't we like... Isn't our language like the worst, technically? Haven't I heard that before from somewhere?
We fucked up English.
Yeah.
Yeah, we speak it different than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we spell things weird too. But it's like, we don't have an official language. There's a reason for that. And
it's not like Coca-Cola is just an American product. Yes, granted, it was made in America, but who cares? Have you seen what they're doing? It's Coca-Cola, for God's sakes. Have you seen how long they've been around?
Yeah.
I just don't understand where people get off.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, they're saying it's un-American because they're singing it in a different language. That's un-American. What is more American than showing you think Coca-Cola, you think America.
Yeah.
You think, and then it's like all the different types of people from all the different areas in the United States are singing it in their own native language. That's America.
It's diverse culture. I go to Houston and I see an Asian lady and she's working at a donut shop, her whole family's going to be the same way because they're from Japan or China or wherever. It doesn't matter. I mean, hell, you can go to Boston and you can meet some dude who came from Canada and he speaks French, but he's still in America, and maybe he's lived there his whole life. Who knows? But that doesn't make any sense to me. People are just pointing out stuff to just make things happen.
Yeah, I don't understand. I really don't understand. It pisses me off because why would you get offended by something that is all it's trying to say is this is America. We're all Americans.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you came from.
You're here now. And
we're Americans.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And it's only white people who are mad.
Of course. Of course.
And I don't think
I don't know.
As a white person, I don't think any white person should ever get offended by anything.
I think people were already mad because they were watching the game.
Yeah.
They were like, God, I hate my life. And then they were like, God, this commercial sucks too.
And I saw it on my Facebook. I thought that our generation was better than this.
So somebody was complaining about it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Well, there's your problem. It's Facebook.
Same person who posts bit strips.
Yeah, your bit strip problem.
Oh my god. So the last 2 weeks, bit strips and freaking ignorant racists who think they know what America is.
Does this person know that you hate them?
No, they're like one of my best friends. I'm not calling them out.
I wouldn't want you to.
I don't even think they listen.
But still, like, stop.
Well, it doesn't change the fact that it's a shitty thing to do.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
so shitty.
What reason do you have?
I don't understand. It's something that was meant to be. It's like, we've got the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's going to be watching. Yeah. All kinds of people everywhere. Let's take advantage of that and let's get. Like, you don't need a commercial to advertise Coke.
Right.
So they were like, let's do something positive with it. And everybody's taking it negatively. I mean, only douchebags, but
yeah,
there's still a significant. I mean, people are saying awful things on Twitter about it. Like, if you're sitting there thinking, like, I haven't been angry in a while, just look up find whatever the trend is.
God, I've never been so mad.
And look up the hashtag.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Oh,
it's time to.
This is really awkward and odd.
I guess it's time to wrap things up. We'll see you again next week. Hopefully, Caleb will be back.
Yeah.
This has been Zach Berman.
And Brett Villa.
We'll see you next time on Two Geeks, Two Furious.